It's the Celtics of Boston, a coast-to-coast matchup of such awesome talents as Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and of course the captain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The Lakers got off to a running start Sunday in Game 1, topping the Celtics in Boston Garden, no mean feat, by 115 to 109. But this is a best-of-7 series. And besides, the Celts have a not-so-secret weapon, their renowned president and general manager, a former coach who boasts the best winning percentage in NBA history. A fellow who savored quite a few victory cigars and is shooting for yet another. We welcome to Nightwatch Red Auerbach. What a pleasure it is.
Well, thank you very much. I just saw myself out there. I wish I looked like that now.
You haven't changed that much. I saw that. Analyze the series for us. This is a classic. Does it make you think 1969?
Well, it's very hard to excuse me, to analyze, but you see what happened, everybody was feeling sorry for L.A. Everybody had excuses. You know, they played on Friday night, they were going to travel, and they had the time zone and the jet lag and all that nonsense.
So Larry Bird is feeling sorry for the Lakers?
Well, not really feeling sorry. I mean, they had the press. They had everything all... Yeah. So what happened, they came out real strong, and we never could recover because, whether you believe it or not, there is a tendency that maybe they are tired. And we just started off relaxed for some reason or other, and they got that jump, and we never caught them.
Yeah. Did Bird have a bad day?
No. He didn't have a bad day, but he didn't have a great day. He didn't have a Larry Bird day. He had a good day, but he didn't have that extra situation that, you know, happens to these great players. That genius that he has. Yeah, he's so good. Yeah. He just showed that he's human, that's all. Yeah.
What did you tell him after the game?
I said, Larry, you proved one thing, that you're human. But I usually go around after the game and talk to most of the players, say a word or two, and it was just one of those things. They came out tougher than we did. They came out, it seemed to me, with a little more determination, a little more intensity. And we realize that now that we better get that together and get that toughness, and we'll be all right.
You think you'll be all right?
I do.
Celtics in 6?
Oh, I don't know about that. I just take it in 7. I'll take it in 8. I don't care.
Talk a little bit about the players. This is somewhat reminiscent of the great Celtic years when you won all those championships and Russell was leading the team, and it was Russell versus Chamberlain. Is the matchups this year every bit as good? I mean, is this every bit the classic season?
No, I think the situation today is different. Today, you have great players, same as you did years ago, and believe me, I don't live in the past. But today, your benches are stronger. So your matchup is not really a matchup. They may line up as a matchup, but after the game starts, you get caught in a pick, and you switch, and you get different men. So it isn't, for example, Bird against Magic, or even Parrish against Jabbar. It doesn't work that way because there's switches, there's substitutions. One guy may play longer and get a little more fatigued. There's so many. It's just not a one-on-one confrontation that it was years ago.
What'll make the difference?
Well, there's a little thing like taking a little round ball and
put it in the net. But come on, I mean, you could bring the Celtics up to, or Russell could, or the combination of the team.
Well, on some occasions in the final series, we did lose the first game and gave up the home court advantage. I think Casey Jones this year has done a remarkable job. He really has. I like his work on the bench. He doesn't panic. He looks at it real calm. And I think if anybody could do it, he could. I think it's just a matter of the fact that we want it and they want it. So it's going to be heads on.
If you get it, if the Celtics win, are you going to retire? You're going
to... No. Well, I'm gonna cut down a lot. I gave up.
You can't do that, can you?
Oh, sure. I gave up coaching. Nobody ever thought I would. But what I'm gonna do is stay on as president and give up all the day-by-day duties you know, the scouting, the contracts, running the office, and the tickets, and all of that. I've had enough of it. This is, 37 years.
Yeah, but it's your life. How can you give up what you love so much?
There's a lot of things I want to do. I want to teach. I might do a little more writing. I'll make some more speeches around. Like this year, I turned down an awful lot of them, and next year I'll be able to make them. And instead of the fact that I live in Washington, instead of going up for 40 games, I'll go up for 15 games.
What makes a great coach?
That's a good question. To me, most of your coaches know the game. They know the X's and the O's, they know the game. So there's two other important things. Number one is communication. It's not what you tell the guy, it's more of what you told him, how much did he absorb. You follow me?
I follow you.
Okay. Now, that's number one. Number two is to develop the chemistry. That is, they must get along with each other as people as well as players. They must know their roles, and all that is part of communication. Communication is the whole thing. You look at a guy and say, I want you to box this guy out. Now, you know how to box out, right? Okay, I want you to box him out. Are we clear? We're clear. But if you go in general and say, now, I want you to box out, I want you to do this, it goes right through him, you see? And that's the key to coaching, is communication.
Do you have to be a dictator?
Well, I kind of was in a way.
You
but
certainly were.
I tell you, there's one thing you don't want to hear when you're a coach. You don't ever want to hear the word why. If I tell you to do something, I want a reaction. I want it done. If you don't like it, what bothers you, see me later and we'll talk about it. But at the time that I tell you to do something, I want a reaction. I want it done. That's what I mean by a dictator. But I was what you call a sort of a compassionate dictator. I cared about their personal problems and other things other than the actual game. I still do. That's why I know where every ball player was when he left me and where he is today.
Tommy Heinsohn must have hurt you a lot, didn't it? You had to fire him.
Oh, that was tough. That was tough. But then again, I hired him, so, what can you do? Tommy, in my opinion, did a real good job. But there comes a time when you get careless. So he was with me, I think, coach 8 years or so, and you get careless. And things started to bother Tommy that didn't bother him the first 4, 5, 6 years. And I could see that. And he actually, it's like Nelson right now, talking about retirement, a young guy. It's the same thing. He's coaching about 8 years.
Like the football coach at the Eagles. What was his name?
Oh, I know who you
know what I'm talking about. Yeah, said the stress got to him.
Radio announcer.
Yeah, TV for CBS, yeah.
But you...
Dick something.
Vermeil?
Vermeil.
Yeah.
Dick Vermeil.
See, but the same thing happened with Tommy that's happening with Nelson. Don Nelson, coach of Milwaukee. He's got enough. See? So I had to do it.
Yeah. Is Bird like a son to you?
Not really. No, we have a good rapport, but no. I think the closest ball player to me, I guess, had to be Havlicek. Although, Cousy and Russell and Casey and Sam and guys like that, Ramsey, we were very close, don't get me wrong. But I guess the closest one was Havlicek. Bird, I'm a little bit too old.
More like a grandson.
But although we fight all the time.
You do?
I mean, competitively. I play him tennis, and I beat him, and I throw my racket up in the air, and I say, how can you let a 65-year-old man beat you? In other words, we're still competitive with each other, and I'm sure he respects me and what I stand for, and I respect him, and I respect his privacy, because I love this guy. I think the things he does, I remember he's at my basketball camp, and we got through playing tennis in 95-degree heat. And boy, I mean, I ran him. He was tired. He came in, all he did was tighten his shoes, wipe himself off. He's going out again. I said, what are you going? I said, you crazy? He says, well, I promised those kids I'd work out with them at 3 o'clock. He says, I can't let him down. That's the way he is. He plays hurt. He never gripes. He never moans. He's what you call a coach's player.
We're with Red Auerbach. More conversation about basketball in just a moment. Stay with us. President